Hello YouTube, welcome back to the garage. So I've had a bit of a relaxing time since you've seen me last. Pretty much had 3 days off work and a weekend dying of the man flu, cross COVID, cross everything. It was pretty bad. But yeah, back to the garage now. Can't be messing about for too long. Got this thing left to do. We're almost there. I'm so close I can taste it now. So basically the things left over to do, the big things are, I need to extend the prop shaft, so that's going to be sent into an engineering firm, and then I need to get the exhaust remade. Now there are a few things I need to do before I get there, or things I can do while those are in play. Basically what I need to do is I need to bleed the clutch, put some oil in the gearbox, get the front all buttoned and all the air filter and all the lines, replace that little part that I broke for the header tank, get that all done, and I should be in action. Now what I haven't shown is we had a little problem bleeding the clutch. Turns out there was, where you push the so off the clutch release bearing, where you push the pipe in from the clutch to the actual clutch system, it didn't seem to fit right, and pushed it in a bit hard and it went in. And then we tried to bleed the clutch. Clutch was just solid, and the person I used to help me, my buddy, he was a bit overzealous, pushing it a bit hard, broke the little plastic thing on top, which I'll show you just now. So unfortunately I had to get that changed. In the meantime, while I ordered that, pulled out the pipe and found there was actually 2 rubbers in there. So it looks like maybe the one that was in there from the Volvo before had been left behind, and we just didn't see it, so I stuck a little pin inside, pulled it out. But yeah, it's went in nicely now. Just got to get that the clutch master cylinder back in. But now, if you've ever done this, you know what kind of a mission it is. You have to take the whole clutch pedal out to get the master cylinder off the back. Now, one bolt is absolutely fine, it's at the bottom. One other bolt you can pretty much get to under the steering wheel. The third bolt is hidden, you can't see it. It's behind a whole lot of stuff. I managed to get what did I do? I used a long reach 13 with a 1/2 inch drive, so it had a big ratchet. So I got it in and then hanging down behind the dash, and I just managed to move it about. You can see on my hand there, scratch myself, my arms, it looks like I've been attacked by an animal. So yeah, I got it off, ordered the part. Had some fun ordering the part too, because the part number is purely for one model of Mondeo. There's a bunch more of other ones, like slightly different part numbers at the end. Checked a few. The only one that I saw actually matched was, surprise surprise, an XC61. So find a brand new one of those online for £47.50 I think it was, which is a hell of a lot cheaper than anything else, and it's in a Ford box and everything, brand new. So I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you where the other one broke, and yeah, exactly. Hopefully I'll be able to show you how to avoid shredding yourself to pieces in the future, and having to do this. I mean, literally it took 2 hours, maybe 3 hours of good work to actually get it off. Just trying to get to the bolts probably took 2.5 hours, and then half an hour actually getting it off when we eventually realized how to get to the bolts. It's a nightmare. Don't ever have to do it. If your master cylinder ever goes on one of these, just take it and let somebody else do it. Really, it's that kind of a pain. Anyhow, so let's show you a couple of things. Right guys, so this is what we've got here. So basically, this here is the old clutch master cylinder that goes on the back of the pedal. That goes through the bulkhead. Now, this is what connects to the pedal here. This is a little bit of plastic, and as you can see, that's just sheared off. So here's a new one out of its Ford box. Exactly the same. It's literally the same thing. Came with the sensor on it. And if you look on the little box here, I think it said it somewhere. Where did it see it? Where did I see it? It was definitely on something here. Maybe it was on the, must have been on the actual slip that came with it. It said XC60. So that's just something interesting to know. It might be cheaper, but yeah, exactly the same thing. So now time to get this into there. Hello guys, welcome back to the garage. So I really am scraping the bottom of the barrel of things to do. It's lots of little tiny bits to do, nothing exciting. The big bits are really going to start coming up quite soon. So let me show you what I've got today delivered, and explain what I'm going to video now and what I'm going to show you doing, and then the couple of bits. Yesterday I was working on the clutch pedal, got it all taken apart, and the star nut, the star locking washer thing broke, so I've had to order another one of those. They are M12, so they're a weird size apparently. I can't get one anywhere near. I've had to buy an assorted box of them from Amazon, so it's going to get delivered tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to get, tomorrow afternoon I'll be able to get a bit of clutch work done, because we need to bleed the clutch, and then we need to put oil in the gearbox, and then I can hopefully start the thing. So yeah, let's get on to what I'm going to be doing for tonight's fun. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today is a job that's been holding me up for quite some time. So what we got here is the prop. This is the rear end of the prop, and as you can see, there's no CV joints on the end of there. Now, that CV joint wasn't great, so we had to change it. Didn't know that these things are ridiculously difficult to find the right one. Bought one, it was the wrong size, returned it. Now I've got the right one. So here's the bad boy. Basically I'm going to do a quick time lapse of getting that on, getting the grease and getting it all sorted out. The reason that's been holding me up for is I need that end on so I can be sure of the length of it, sure of the length of the whole thing, put it up, measure what I need to extend it, and they're going to extend. Probably they'll end up chopping this part and extending it here. It looks like it only needs about 3 centimeters, so like 30 mil. So it's going to be nothing crazy. But yeah, let's get it up, get it on, and get it happening. Right guys, so that is now the new CV end on the prop shaft. Cleaned it out, packed it full of grease, got the clip on, got it all done, good to go. So now I think the next bit is getting under the car and putting the mounts back on, because I need those to just locate it, even though they do need a bit of adjustment. Getting it up under the car, and then just trying to measure exactly how much I need, because I want to try and maybe drop this off at the engineering firm tomorrow if I can. Okay guys, so there's the prop shaft all put together, front end that side, back end that side, just in case you guys want to see the orientation of these mounts. The small one goes at the back, big one at the front. The ends are both the same size. So next bit is to get it up underneath there, probably try to bolt it in by the front end, and then just see where everything lays. So yeah, time to crawl under the car again. Right guys, time to fill you in on some stuff that I found. Get that light out of my face. So yeah, I've just hit a major snag. It's nothing that I can't overcome with the parts that I have, but it's going to put me back at least a couple of days. So I was just getting ready to mount up the prop shaft and measure it up. Come to screw it into the front, what's it called? Transfer case, and the CV doesn't fit. So I was like, I'm sure I fitted this before, what's going on here? So had a look, it's definitely the wrong size CV. Realized I'd tried it on the spare transfer case that I have. So now what that means is, I can't even believe I'm going to say this, it means I'm going to have to pull the transfer case back out of here and swap it for the other one that I've got, because the other one's actually the right one. So now these two things They are both from an XC60. They are from different years, and they do have different part numbers, but they've got different CV flange head types. I'm going to pull the other one out and compare the two and show you guys, but it's going to take a day or two. This is really going to delay me. I was basically at the point where I was going to take the prop shaft. I've got some measurements. I was going to take the prop shaft to the engineering place tomorrow, but that's all out the window now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start stripping out the drive shafts and everything out the passenger side, because it's the long shaft that I need to take out. Strip out the drive shaft and just start taking things apart. So yeah, another pain in the arse. Here we go. So it's a matter of undoing things that I've already done and then redoing them again. So yeah, what fun this is going to be. Right then, so there we go, back to where we were a while ago, a good few weeks ago. So all back off, drive shafts off, brakes all back off, all on the driver's side. Basically, I'm not going to be able to see from here, but I've got to get my way down right into the bowels of that thing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to record me getting that out. It's also going to be an absolute pain in the arse to get out. So yeah, have a good look at this, because the next thing you're going to see is going to be probably a day later or so, after I've cut myself to pieces trying to squeeze that transfer box back out, because I really don't want to drop the subframe off again. So wish me luck. Okay, so another day and more stuff with the Mondeo. Now last night I dropped out the the front transfer case, which is this one here. This is the one that was in. Took me about 2 hours, which actually wasn't so bad. Didn't have to drop out the subframe or anything like that. Just dropped it out through the subframe. Now, the issue that I came across, let's have a quick look here. I think you can see that on here. The end part on here is actually 86mm, and this one is the smaller one, which is 79mm. Now, there are, judging by things that I've seen on the Volvo world, there are two different sizes of CV for the prop. The bigger one, 86mm, the smaller one, 79mm. Now what it looks like it's just mix and match basically. So this is from an XC60, a slightly newer one, a slightly older one, and this is from a slightly newer V70. So it looks like the newer ones went to a smaller diameter prop CV. The older ones kept the bigger, and the older ones still had the bigger one. So what this now means is there's other options out there. What this has got me thinking now, after a bit of research, there may actually be a prop that was going to fit off the shelf. So what I've done is I've gotten hold of a couple of suppliers. I'm trying to get them to give me a specific prop that has 86mm front and back CV and a specific length. It needs to be 2 meters 220 or something like that. I've got it written down somewhere. So that's going to be the next option. What that's going to mean is it's going to put things on hold a little bit. While I'm here, I just thought I'd give you a quick look at these two, the older one and the newer one. So yeah, the next bit, I was waiting for a bit of research on the prop, see if I can get some measurements off them, because nobody seems to come forward with measurements, and there's no measurements online. So let's have a quick look at these. So now, the obvious things you can see, I was thinking maybe I could swap the ends over, but they're a different size. This casing is longer. It's got like an extra bit on the end here, whereas this casing is shorter, which means the intake shaft is at a different place, so the output shaft is a different length, but they're actually physically the same size. So they go out this way the same, their length, height, everything will fit in the same place. But if you actually look at them, the older one is much thicker, looks much chunkier. Let's put them down on this side here. Whoa. That one down that way, that one down that way. So I mean, that's pretty obvious for you to see there. You can see how much more metal's on here with where the straps are and stuff compared to there. The breather's slightly different on this one. It's physically much bigger. What that does mean though, with this, my actual down part might fit with it. So this is very much an option. Now, quite lucky that I bought that and I didn't actually need it, because this one came with the gearbox. So I've got an option to switch between the two. I'm probably, so it's just going to put things on hold. It's not going to stop anything. Worst comes to worst, I'll run the smaller CVs with an extended prop shaft. Done. That's going to be it. I would rather get an off-the-shelf product that fits with the bigger, chunkier transfer case and the bigger CVs, just because it looks like it can probably take a bit more power and a bit more abuse. So that's where we are at the moment. I think I'm going to basically put these away for now and do my research. Hopefully in the next couple of days I'll get some answers back. But what we need to do now is we need to get onto that clutch pedal, because I've got all the bits I need for that. Okay guys, I just wanted to quickly show you now. The clutch pedal assembly is now complete. So as you can see, let me get out the light, got this bad boy in, got him on the thing. Now this little pin here is what I lost. The thing shot off, so I bought a whole box of those. So I'm going to have rest of my life sorted for Starlock pins. But yeah, so this is off. Easy part's done. This is all built now. The hard part is actually getting it in there. So maybe you can see on here. See those two top bolts in there? Those two top holes. That one on the left hand side to get to is just behind everything. It's an absolute nightmare. So that's going to be the mission for this afternoon or tonight. It really is going to be a mission. It's probably going to take me a couple of hours just to get 3 bolts on, and then comes the fun of bleeding the clutch and doing all the other stuff that I need to do. But so be it. This is how it goes. Yeah, thanks for bearing with me again. Onto the hard stuff. I'm really not looking forward to this. So there it is, a working clutch pedal. Well, working as far as the actual mechanism. So, running out of time. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today, and probably for this video. So, and then on a high note, that was actually quite easy to get in. Getting it out was the hard part. It was freaking 10 times hard to get it out. But once you figured it out, it's easy enough. You got to process. So, hopefully in the next video I'll have the clutch blade and we'll get it all together, get the clutch all together, get the front all together. But otherwise, thanks again for bearing with me, and drop a like if you liked it,